into the dirt.
That's it. Done. Done. We're in.
Yo.
Seriously, dude, thank you so much for coming on. It was comical yesterday with getting a little look around on your phone and not meeting yesterday's deadline as such. It's not a deadline, but you know what I mean. The plan.
Yeah, man, we made it.
That's it. Yeah, welcome along to the show. We've got plenty of questions for you, not from us, from the community as well. And we're hoping to get a little bit about Dylan, really. We've as the UK have sort of knowledge of you through your social medias that you put out, and also through the old Tom Kirkman days with the ATC videos, like Search for Rad, Search for Animal Chin, or the birth of Rad magazine.
Yeah.
You all right this morning, Dan?
No, it's too early. It's too
You
early.
okay, Dan?
I know. Everything's been thrown out. I couldn't have a poo when I first got up. It was too early for that.
Oh, jeez.
It's all right, gents. We're all right now. I'm not,
okay, mate.
Yeah, I've made it through.
I noticed you've had a clean up as well in the garage. You've had a tidy up behind you, haven't you?
Not so much behind me. The only thing I did was put the note, rather having the no snow deck at a funny angle, I just put it up where my skateboard was.
It looks a bit tidier, the shelf behind you.
Oh, well thank you.
It looks fantastic.
Thanks, Dylan. At least one of us is nice.
Hey, no worries.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting in I just bought a van, right? So I'm halfway through converting it into a camper van. So last week I pulled all the roof out, installed this fan. Craig and I started some cabinetry and shit. So that's why there's a bunch of wires and stuff just behind me there. But
is it actually an old ambulance?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It's a Mercedes Sprinter, and in Australia they use the Sprinters for ambulances. And before I pulled it all apart, there was some seats in here, and
blood.
Yeah, yeah, dude, it fucking smelled so weird too. So, a part of I don't know if the viewers have seen my little Instagram video I did, but we did this little gag where a friend of mine came and did a little ceremony to get the ghosts out. But his name's Aaron. Aaron actually is a bit of a shaman. He owns a yoga studio, and he actually did a full ritual. It wasn't it was a full serious thing where he came and did this chant and the smoke ceremony, and legitimately got all the ghosts out. So it was quite funny.
Rah.
So you had a nice evening's sleep last night then.
Yeah. Exactly.
Is that just for touring around, or are you gonna be doing the Cornish thing and living in it?
So I bought this van because I'm gonna drive around Australia for the next 3 or 4 months, and guess I really haven't told anyone this, but yeah, that's the plan. Is I'm converting this into a little house, and then gonna do the big lap, as they call it. So yeah, drive around the whole of Australia and pretty much mountain board and skateboard every day.
You're gonna do the whole lap here?
Yeah, the whole shebang.
I've done bottom left up to top right, but I've never done the full circle.
Sick.
What did I have? An L200. It was nearly 20 years ago I'd done it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I spent a lot of time traveling overseas, and I haven't really made the effort to explore more of my own country. People from Melbourne normally just go up the coast to Queensland through Sydney and to Queensland. That's kind of the standard route. But everyone sort of waits till they retire to do the whole thing. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm just gonna do it now while I'm young and able and can skate everything.
You've got a pretty good fucking country to do it in, haven't you? Really. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth? You got a little bit of everything over there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we're very lucky here in Australia. It's a beautiful country.
I certainly miss it over there. The wife reckons it's the one place in the world that she would consider up in sticks and moving to.
Yeah.
But I think everyone says that about Australia. Certainly everyone English seems to say that about Australia.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we have a bit more sunshine than England.
That's for sure.
Yeah, a little bit fucking more.
Oh man, I had water leaking into the garage yesterday. It was raining that hard down here.
Oh my god! You mean the garage?
Yeah.
The garage, mate. It's not the garage.
I love it. This is the first time we guys have all met. We had Adam David on last week, and he's a lovely chap. Oh
yeah,
but it felt very polite the whole thing.
I felt like I was on my best behaviour. Last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, let's fucking go for it, boys.
Let's straight into it over here. So do you know what? I'm sitting here, and I'm going to remind me to come back to this. Now I can see your boards very in the background there, and it's the one that obviously we all know and love, the Dylan there. But the one behind there, is that yours or is that Joel's? Because I have seen that board before, but I've seen Joel riding it.
Yeah, we've all had a turn on that one. It's white.
Yeah, it's white.
Yeah,
it's white. Okay, well maybe we'll return to that in a little while.
Yeah, looks good, huh?
It do look good. So we're going to go talk a bit at the start. Let's get it out of the way. The big elephant in the room is the World Mountainboard Champs.
Are we going straight there? Are we going?
We are going to go. Well, no. I'll tell you what. We'll come back to that. We will. You're right. We will come back to that. Let's do the origin story, because that's always a good place to start, at the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Dylan, obviously you've been riding quite a number of years now. When would you say you first stepped on the board, first set eyes on the board, and how did that come about?
Dude, so first of all, I have a really bad memory, but a few too many concussions. But I always have this conversation with my mum. I'm like, Mum, when did I actually start mountain boarding? And I swear it changes every time. So I think I'm close to 20 years now of mountain boarding. And the first time I got on a mountain board, I had a birthday party at the local skate park. And I had all my best mates there, and we're just skating and hanging out. And my friend Johnny Banford brought his mountain board to the skate park. And I'm like, what the fuck is that thing? That's so lame. Why would you bring that to the skate park? And he's like, no, bro, it's cool. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. And then by the end of the birthday party, he just nagged me the whole time. He's like, you have to come and try the mountain board, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, fine, John, I'll come and ride the mountain board. And so we went down to the local golf course, and he had two boards. He had a Biohazard Industries board, if you guys know what that is. It's a Czech brand. Yeah. And we went to the golf course, and we're just like flying down the hills, like carving, like jumping off little things, and then just like doing the biggest power slides on like the greens, and just like running amok. And sure enough, the golf course security came and chased us off, and it was just like the funnest day ever. And from that moment, I'm like, this is sick. And I've been hooked ever since. And it's allowed me to travel the world and meet amazing people and experience crazy cultures. And it's so cool to be involved in such a sport that is just so rewarding in so many different ways. It's rad.
Yeah.
So I guess that was the first time I rode a mountain board. And then from then I bought my own mountain board, which was a BHI as well. I bought it off an old mountain board forum called ozatb.org. And
Crikey, we're going back some years there. We're talking about online.
Dude.
No, we're in deep there.
Hell yeah. Yeah, some of these kids wouldn't know about the forums, man. That was the shit. And
it's the only way to keep yourself going. Like to keep yourself
other than pen pals.
Yeah. Yeah, so pretty much got a board and then just started riding with my best mates, and we had a little clique, and went from there and did a bunch of events and met other riders. And
so what year are we talking?
I think it would have been like early 2000s. It would have been like 10, 11, 12, somewhere
early 2000s. Me and Dan were like in our 30s.
You speak for yourself. True. You speak for yourself.
Oh, early 2000s, I was in my 30s.
2000.
What are you talking about?
I was 21.
Like you're 21.
Yeah,
Jinx.
I was 21. And in Australia in 2000.
No way.
Yeah. When that was my little trip. I didn't manage to do much traveling. I just got caught in a work trap trying to fund the next little visit or next country. So I spent most of the time in Sydney and went up the Gold Coast a bit and out into Canberra, but never did much of any traveling. Certainly never made a full loop. And never made it down to Melbourne either.
I took my mountain board over. I stripped my mountain board down and stuck it in a rucksack and fucking took that with me.
I remember you going. Yeah. We had a leaving do for you.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Did you go riding?
Yeah, I took it everywhere. I had a 26X at the time.
Oh, sick. Big dog.
Dog. On 9 inches.
On 9 inches, yeah.
Was that your whole luggage allowance? I think it was 20 kilos.
I had a couple of pairs of board shorts. That was me fucking done. What else do I need?
Yeah, bloody hell.
So how did you go from being this young pup who's got your BHI, riding with your little local crew, to meeting the rest of the world community? You know, I'm assuming you have national championships over in Oz back in the 2000s. Did you compete at those?
I think what really got me sparked on mountain boarding and like excited about it was there was this competition in Roughy Lake Park, and it was called the Big Vic Session, and it was kind of like a festival, like an existing festival, and they used to have like a mountain board competition at, and the boys used to bring a bunch of ramps down there and have like a little demo competition sort of thing. And that's when I got to meet like guys like Joe Kernan and Ryan Slater and all the older crew, and me and my little group of mates went there, and we get to meet all the older guys. I'm like, oh my god, it's Ryan Slater and all this sort of stuff. And we like entered the competition, and I came third, and that was it. I was like, holy shit, I'm good at something. Well, and and then that kind of got me motivated to go out riding, and we'd go out riding, a couple of times a week with my little group, so we could get better to ride with those older guys.
Yeah.
And try and be cool. And then we started doing like competitions in Melbourne. A lot of the mountain boarding in Australia happens in mountain boarding. That's kind of where the scene's the biggest. So throughout my years of mountain boarding, we always had comps here. So we had things that we used to have an old mountain board park called Lock. Mm-hmm. We used to go there a lot and camp and have competitions. And I guess like as I got older, I wanted to, like, I didn't really like school, like high school, and all I could think about was going overseas and mountain boarding.
Yeah.
So as soon as I finished year 12, which is high school, in Australia, I worked like 3 jobs, saved up all my money, and flew to England. And I remember telling my mum I had this huge plan. All these people were going to look after me, but I just knew one dude off Facebook. Never met him in my life. And I was like, hey, dude, can you come and pick me up from the airport, and that was my only plan. And thank God, like Andy Packer came and picked me up from Heathrow, drove me back to XBP, and I like stayed there for 3 weeks on the floor of the shop and mountain boarded every day, and met a bunch of people, and ended up traveling around Europe with Tom and doing events, and kind of just went from there. It's kind of crazy, like when you think about it. Like I was just like this 17, 18-year-old kid that just flew to England by himself.
You're not the only person to have just wing and a prayed it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Nicky Gears has done the same.
Dude, I met Nicky on that trip.
Right.
We were similar age, and I think it was that first trip. And he came to meet me at the mountainboard park, and we kind of traveled together. It was awesome.
Of all the mountain board centres, XBP did have the most comfortable floor. I think we've all spent many a night slept on that floor.
Yeah. And Annie's just like the most amazing person, and he just let us sleep on the floor, and then he'd come and unlock the shop, and then go, get the fuck up, boys, I gotta open in 10 minutes. So we'd have to like pack up our sleeping bags and get all the beer bottles off the floor, and great times.
We both massively miss that centre.
Yeah, we both worked at XBP at times in our lives, and that centre runs deep in me.
Yeah,
I've got a lot of time spent down there. A lot of kids like came through the door.
Yeah. I think we must have taught literally thousands of kids back in the day.
Totally. I remember just experiencing that, like seeing all the bunch of school groups coming through. I'm like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah. It's such a shame that the bubble seemed to burst around that, because, and if it hadn't have done, it kept growing and kept going the way it had, man, mountain boarding would be big by now. It'd be a household name up there with skateboarding, snowboarding, and surfing. Any of those. But hey ho, it is what it is.
Yeah, dude. The best thing is that little shop that was up the road. It was like a, I don't know, country market place. I can't remember what it was called, but we used to walk up there because it was the closest shop and buy a bunch of food and bring it back and try and figure out how to cook it.
The farm shop.
The farm shop.
Yeah, the farm shop. Yeah. Yeah.
Expensive as fuck in there as well, wasn't it?
Totally, yeah. Get like one bit of chicken to last us a couple of days. It was sick.
So when you came over on the first trip, did you bounce around a lot of centres, or was it just mainly XBP that you'd done that time?
So we did I think we were in XBP for like 3 weeks maybe, and then somehow I got to Glastonbury, and
what for the skate park thing?
Yeah, so Tom and Twy and Mick used to build the skate park at Glastonbury, and
it was with what's his face, Marty. From the Fine Young Cannibals. Did you know that about him? Have you heard of the Fine Young Cannibals?
Yeah, for sure.
So Marty,
who fucking hasn't heard of the Fine Young Cannibals? Born under fucking ace.
Dancing in your nightclub.
Although I like your little drum solo bit. Do that again.
Yeah, he's done that before, boys. Hey,
I learned everything I know from that black guy from Police Academy. I can do all the sounds.
Yes.
But yeah, he was a session drummer. What's his surname? It's eluding me now. But used to be a mountain boarder, and who would set up that big pyramid. Did he have the pyramid style tent for Glastonbury when he was there?
The main stage.
Yeah, no, not the main stage, but not the pyramid.
The pyramid.
But he had they back in the day. I'm sure he used to come round, and it was he'd set up bits and bobs of skate park and had a few events. But then he would go to Glastonbury, as Dylan was saying, and set up a whole skate park. And I think he still does it now. But he was the drummer for the Fine Young Cannibals. If you see Top of the Pops 2 and they come up on there, She Drives Me Crazy. He's in the background.
Yeah, sick.
Where the fuck are we going with this?
Yeah, but these are the little bits of the history that of mountain boarding that ain't ever going to get heard in any other way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you were doing Glastonbury with
they smuggled us in like refugees. They all had passes, and they're like, "Oh, you want to come to Glastonbury? We got to like sneak you in." So like, I got in the back of one of their vans that had all the ply and shit in it, and they literally like smuggled us across the border. And then for the, we had to be there a couple of days before and after the event to set up, break down, and so we're there for like 5 or 6 days, and then we were paranoid the whole time because we didn't have any lanyards or anything. So if we got kicked out, we would have been like just kicked out in the middle of Glastonbury, just fucked. So it was sick though. Got to see like Wu-Tang and Beyonce and Tame Impala and Crystal Castles. It was wild.
Yeah, that's a great gig. The Wu-Tang anyway.
Dude, we were so close to the front. We were like right in front of the speakers. You couldn't even hear them rap. It was just bass. It was just like. But I've got that wrong. That was the second time I went to England because I was with Andy. So the first time, I don't know how the fuck I met up with Tom. I guess we just went to a center. Maybe it was with Joe. Maybe it was with Joe Dixon.
Right. Yeah, the mighty Joe
Dixon.
Yeah, the best person in the world. Joe came in. Joe and Scully came to Australia the year before, maybe, and stayed at our house at my parents' house for like 6 months. And yeah, so I knew them. So I guess I went to XBP, rode there. Joe picked me up somewhere, and yeah, we went and traveled around Europe and went to all the different centers, and yeah, it's pretty wild. And then I flew to America.
Oh, cracking. So you got in with quite motivated riders, that's for sure.
Totally. Yeah.
A heavy crew.
Really motivated, really fucking good, and really great people to spend time with. And changed my life and had the best time. And they're like my best friends to this day. Like a lot of them don't ride anymore, but we all still keep in contact. And
well, Dicko's gone over to a sprinter now, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's gotten rid of the team.
He was in a boat for a bit.
Is
he still on a boat? I need to call him. Yeah.
I think he probably still owns a boat. I don't know whether he's living on it or what at the minute. But yeah, he's still doing the boats. But he's last time I saw him last summer, he was partway through converting a big old long wheelbase high top sprinter with these fucking speakers in the back are just massive. Like,
of course.
Down at Bugs, just filling the whole valley there at Bugs boarding just with music. It's incredible.
Well, that was ridiculous, that was.
He went to Bugs. That's sick.
That reverberated across the whole fucking county. I don't know, just about fucking the local area.
Hell yeah. Dude, it's funny. I was only just thinking about this the other day. I think the first person I ever saw convert a van into a camper van was Joe. And it's just funny how it all just came together for me then. I think that's what kind of sparked me to do this.
The kid's got talent. It seems to be, whether it be on 4 wheels or on a hull, if he can convert it really nicely, he will do. So big up to Joe Dixon.
Yeah, he's my favourite. He's the best.
Crikey, so that would have brought us over here. You've obviously, you say you had a trip around Europe. So did you get to meet much of the European crew in those days? I'm assuming you were competing or demoing or filming and for bits and bobs, or just literally jollies.
Yeah, we did a few competitions. And yeah, definitely filmed a bunch of stuff. But dude, my memory is so bad. It gets blurred with because I went twice and it gets blurred with the second trip. But we spent a lot of time in France.
What years were they, Dylan?
My merry associate. Let's do it on the deep
2010, 2011, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so. I would have been on. I was on hiatus then.
Yeah.
2010. I was back in this country. I'd have been in Cornwall around then. So yeah, I think I competed maybe 2012, 2014. Around then, I had a couple of years. I came back on the scene, but for the pair of us,
I think I left XBP in 2009. Right. So I'm a bit gutted,
true.
to be fair.
Yeah, damn, that would have been sick. Ant Shrimpton was there.
Yeah, he's a fucking
Tony. Shit. Now you're really testing me.
You got Leicester, you had the Robbie or the
Leicester. Dude, yeah. So sick. Best dudes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And Leicester Shrimpton, little brothers.
Yeah, Leicester. Best man.
That kid was good on a board as well. I think
real steezy.
I don't know whether he'll I won't upset him. I think he lacked a little confidence in his own abilities, truth be told. You know, I've known him and the pair of them since they were knee-high to grasshoppers. But he was really good. He had good, clean style. Was really consistent in his riding.
Yeah, good style. That's what I remember for sure.
But hey ho. So you hit you say you hit America as well.
Yeah. That first year we went to Knockhill. Actually, that was probably the craziest thing. Nikki and I went up there and met up with Matt. Took us there. That's what happened. Matt Breen took us from XPP to Knockhill.
Never heard.
Yeah. He's some sort of engineer, right?
I think last I heard he was on QVC as a host on there.
Oh, true.
And Knockhill, what a place that is. That's a strange, not a strange little centre, but it is this.
Yeah, it's unique.
Yeah,
it's fucking Rogers Centre because it's strange.
Yeah, Roger's the best too, man. Yeah. He's so funny. He just like, because when I growing up in Australia mountain boarding, we didn't have mountain board parks or mountain board centers. We would take ramps to a hill, or like next to my parents' house, we built this full mountain board park out of pallets. Mm-hmm. So like going to Knockhill, I was like, oh my God, I'm at home. This is sick. I loved it. Yeah, it was rad. So yeah, that was sick. And I think we went to, I'm trying to remember on that trip where we went, but pretty sure we went there. And the Edge, no, is that the second?
Yeah, Edge had the big jumps. Hair Down was another had like a chalky, flinty terrain to it. Oh, really super fast board across there. From memory. And I think did it have two big kickers at the bottom? Just a two line.
Yeah, it had like a natural run in and then two big kickers, or three.
Yeah. And
I remember doing a competition there. And I must have been there. And I came second, and Brindy bet me. I was like, damn it. Not that I ever really cared about competitions, but it was pretty sick. And I think I won like £70. I was like, holy shit, I'm rich.
This could be a good time whilst on the subject of Brindy to just nip in with his video if you're keen. Matt has sent in a
is it Matt? Is it? I thought it was my favourite Brind. The better one.
The better one.
Poor Matt.
He gets a lot of grief, stick. To be fair.
He just shot a bottle cap through the roof. Holy crap. Gonna have to patch that hole tomorrow.
Now I'm saying this, and I'm.
Are you not prepped for it at all?
I'm not prepped for this at all.
It's quite early for us, to be fair.
What time is it in England? 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
20 to 8 now. But I did have to set me alarm for fucking a 6 in the fucking title, which wasn't very good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On a fucking Sunday. No, you're all right, man. I'm quite happy to do it.
That's all right. Well, as long as you still can make church.
Of course.
Right.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Yeah, go.
Let's get him up there. Press play.
Hey, Slogs. Hey, Dan. It's your biggest fan here. Dylan, my question for you. Hello, by the way. My question for you is, when are we going to see you or any other Australian mountain boarder get into the one-footed game? I'm dying to see it. Come on. I want to see it. Show me it. Hashtag free your feet.
Dude, my feet are free.
My feet are free.
Yeah, I don't know. I did it when I was a kid, and then I just grew up, I guess.
Yeah, Matt, you fucking child.
So immature. Yeah, fuck. I don't know, man. It's pretty impressive, but I don't care enough, I don't think. It's too, I don't want to break my ankle, and there's cooler tricks I'd rather do. I don't know. Sorry, Matt. You're really good at it, though. But it's just not my cup of tea, I guess. And yeah, wear hill straps.
What is your cup of tea? What is your go-to? Because I see it, we see a lot of your stuff on the gram, and you love a fucking rail, like a fucking handrail, like a fucking, not just a made to fucking ride rail. You love a fucking handrail, don't you?
Hey, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just like I said before, growing up in Australia, we didn't have mountain board parks. So we wanted to mountain board. So we just went and mountain boarded our surroundings. I mean, like a lot of my to this day, a lot of my best friends are really good at skateboarding. So I just go out with them, and they'd be like skating street spots. So I was like, oh, I'll just mountain board here. And then I guess I just love doing that. And I mean, I wish we had perfect big jumps and stuff like you guys did in England, and do all that stuff, but we just didn't. So I just kind of gravitated more to riding street sort of stuff on a mountain board, and I still love doing it to this day. So it's a lot of fun.
I mean, you still skate quite avidly as well as mountain boarding, and I suppose that having that crossover, and why, if you've got an all-terrain board, why wouldn't you use it in all environments as well? I mean, obviously you can't go hitting, although MBS now do the all-terrain wheels, and you have your off-road skateboards. It's not, that's almost another discipline again, isn't it? It's like the three disciplines of skateboarding, if you like. You've got your street setup, an all-terrain setup, an all-terrain skateboard, and then a mountain board. So why wouldn't you be looking at all your little street spots in that? But is there a point? At what point do you go, right, I'm not going to ride that on a skateboard. I want to hit that on my mountain board. What is there a
Yeah, totally. Sort of. I really put a lot of thought into what I ride and how I sort of present myself and what I like to film. And I'm especially in the last couple of years, I really think about the type of spots I'm hitting and stuff like that. Like right now, I'm really trying to ride spots that, especially like street spots that are sort of would work more for a mountain board. I'm not going to a perfect 10-stair handrail and doing a front board on that when anyone could do that on a skateboard. I think that's kind of lame. I'm trying to think a bit more like, oh, well, a skateboarder couldn't do a handrail and land on grass. So I'm going to mountain board on that. I mean, on Instagram, I just post whatever, but I have been filming tricks that I'll eventually turn into a video part. And it's a bit more thought out. And so I don't know if that answers the question. If I'm skating,
I think so.
Skate part.
When you're filming, obviously you've done like a few videos that have been legit parts, and modern medias are not. That's not happening so much these days, because it's easier just to bang a clip and then it's out there.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
And it doesn't take that time. But obviously, I don't mind sitting down and editing things, and I know of a few other people that enjoy that editing process. And what are you working towards doing? Like you say, you're working towards making another part video for us. Are you stacking clips at the moment as opposed to?
I am. I'm trying to. It's a lot harder when you get older and you have more responsibilities and more injuries. But I have been stacking clips to work on a little video part that will probably come out, I don't know, this year, hopefully. But it's an interesting thing. Like the way I sort of think about it is I'm just posting phone clips and shit on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube just to sort of have footage out there that anybody can watch, whether they're interested in mountain boarding or they just think it's cool or they're in the community or whatever. But the video parts are more for the core mountain boarders who understand it and will actually get hyped on it, and that's what's going to sell boards or whatever. And I guess that's how I sort of think about it. The video parts is great for the core audience, and the Instagram stuff is great to get anybody into the sport, if that makes sense. And I wish like more people would make video parts. I don't know why they don't. Like, it's such a good representation of yourself and your riding and what you are.
And that's what I grew up on, like skateboard video parts. And that's what stoked me in my, like, when I was riding. Like, that's what got me riding more. It's like
when you watch a video part, you're like, that's the shit you'll remember forever. Like Tom Kirkman's and the ATC videos or whatever, or like Leon Robbins and Down and Dirty 2. Like that shit stays in your mind forever, and you're like, I want to be Leon Robbins. But if you see Dylan Warren posting an Instagram video, you like forget that shit, in 2 days.
It's like 10 seconds of gnarl, but it's 10 seconds and gone.
Exactly. So that's why the video part is still relevant today and still really important, because that's your true self. I think you're trying to put out there.
A lot of people, I think it seems to be becoming fashionable, if you will. Not fashionable, but
coming back around
because
more relevant.
People are doing, especially at the moment, given the time of year, but yearly roundup videos. So that seems to be
that's cool. But
the new
just go out
part
and just. I think the yearly roundup thing's cool, but everyone's seen that shit. I think it's like really cool if you can hold on to your clips for a year or two and then put out like something that's going to melt people's mind. I think that's a lot more impactful than just stuff people's already seen.
Without a doubt.
I fucking hear you there.
Because it's the rewatchability as well, isn't it?
Totally. Like you're going to watch that, like say Tom has been putting away clips the last 10 years and it just comes out. You're going to watch that shit for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
You're not going to care if you post it on Instagram.
You're going to have that shit on repeat.
Totally. Yeah.
So I'm just thinking back to your timeline now, where we are. We've done with.
Let's talk.
Heading over to America, weren't you? You've done to America, and I'm assuming was that with MBS or was that solo trips, or because at some point in the timeline you've been recognised, haven't you, by MBS as an emerging talent, if you will.
I guess so. Like I think when I was a kid, or like when I was a teenager rather, sort of like 16-year-old age, I used to ride for this Australian company called Munro Boards, and
I've heard of them.
Yeah, and they were sort of like the main thing here in Australia. and I was writing for them for years and wrote MBS stuff. And then Joel moved to Australia, Joel Lee. And then I started doing R&D for MBS. So when because Joel is actually the engineer and designer for MBS products.
I was going to say, I've only ever seen video, before knowing, because he keeps quite a low profile. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah, totally.
And those who would know that he did move to Australia, but we didn't know anything about that as such. But when seeing any MBS promotional, him and Jason are always together, so you would never know that either, unless you were in it a bit deeper than just a drive-by. So he moved over to Australia, and that's where you met him, not you going to America first. Okay.
Yeah, it's Joel just became an official Australian citizen last year, so his accent's changed. He's a different guy. It's wild.
Oh, congratulations!
He's actually, so just backstory. So I'm in this van, right, and the van is at the mountainboard park, and at the mountainboard park we are rebuilding our mountainboard demo ramp. And Joel, while I'm here drinking beers with you guys, Joel is actually working on the ramp as we speak. So, but yeah, long story short, Joel moved to Australia. His wife, Charlie, is Australian. So they moved here, had kids, met Dylan Warren, and started testing the new MBS boards and giving him feedback. So that's when the MBS sort of started. And then, Jason would send me stuff, and then I went to Europe and America. Actually, when the first time I met Joel, I would have been, 14 or 15, and Jason came to Australia, and that was around the time when I was super fired up on mountainboarding. Saw Down and Dirty 2, Jason Lee, oh my God, he's the shit. Still is the shit. And Jason came to Australia, and Joel and Jason drove to my house. And I remember I was so excited. I didn't sleep all night. My best friend James had slept the night. I was up at fucking 5 o'clock, and they come and rode my little backyard ramps next door to my house. And they were so shit, like made out of pallets and stuff. But I was so soaked. And that's when I met them both. So I had a relationship with them. And then the time I went to America, Jason looked after me and started riding for MBS, and then later turned pro for MBS.
Gotcha.
So maybe on the second
did
trip,
you get to ride the legendary Moab whilst you were over in America?
Yeah. I spent a couple of days there with the 1-5 crew, like Benton and Bijo and Evan Carlson, and it's the coolest place in the world, dude. So you're literally in the middle of the desert, and it's just rock for kilometers and kilometers, miles and miles.
Was that?
And it's amazing.
Did you Hot Action and Shoutdown, wasn't it? Is that 1-5?
Yeah.
So, gotcha. Making sense now. Like I say, you're not the only one with a bad memory and too many concussions over the years. Excellent. So now
So I think those videos came out before I was there. So that was like they were sort of in their prime doing heaps of stuff, and then I came over and to the States and went filming with them and rode heaps. Evan Carlson, shout out to Evan Carlson.
Yeah,
slept on his floor so many times, took me everywhere, and best dude. Love him so much.
Oh man,
legend.
Good shout
out. But yeah, Moab's really cool. Go there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely on that bucket list, whatever it's called. Like on my mountainboard bucket list. Jeez, I'd love to. There's a few places on that, but that is definitely up the top there.
Yeah, same with Grand Junction. I went there a couple of years ago, last time I went to the States, and that was surreal too. Just same sort of stuff in the middle of the desert, and just like crazy dirt hills everywhere, just for as far as the eye can see, and you just ride it all.
One day.
Yeah,
There's always
do
so
it.
much stuff to do.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the problem.
Because every time you say, "Oh, I'd love to go there," I'm thinking, "Yeah, but I'm supposed to be going here, going there, going everywhere," and the whole world's still under the COVID restrictions. Like,
should we talk about the worlds now?
no, let's not. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Should we talk about the worlds? I think it's a good time to slot it in.
Okay, go on then. Go for it.
So, Dylan, where are the World Championships this year?
Yeah, you guys are coming to the land down under.
Fuck, I wish, man.
It's
Come on down.
It's going to be a big trip for a lot of people. A lot of people. But I know that there are a lot of people definitely interested in coming. I've been trying to sell it to my wife because she won't let me go alone.
That's what
yeah, that's a fucking bit of a fucking pull, isn't it? Oh, I'm just off to fucking Oz for 2 weeks. So, where is it, Dylan?
So, the mountain board park is in this little place called Bonio or Cape Shank, and it's on what's called the Mornington Peninsula. So the Mornington Peninsula is the sort of this peninsula of all like these beautiful beaches in Melbourne, in Victoria. So it's like where the mountain board park is beautiful. It's all rolling grass hills with an ocean view, and it's a bit kind of like farmland out here, but it's stunning. We have the most epic, especially like when you're standing up at the mountain board park, we have these insane pink sunsets that set over the ocean while you're looking at the mountain board park. It's pretty ridiculous. We're very lucky.
Well, you've showed it to me.
Yeah. So like, I'm hoping like everyone who wants to come to Australia and for the World Championships turns it into a trip, because I really understand it's a very far journey and expensive, so you might as well turn it into a trip. And there's so much stuff to do in this little zone itself, and it's only an hour from Melbourne City, so there's plenty of things to do. There's accommodation here, and you should definitely do a trip. There's wallabies here.
Is that part of the ranch? I see the ranch MP on Instagram. Is that part of the mountain board centre, or the mountain board centre part of that? Because there's horse trekking and like you say, accommodation and bits and bobs there. And is that all part of? Is that all up for usage as such for this?
Yeah, so I guess for everyone who doesn't know, so the property is owned by the ranch, and the ranch is a business that does school camps and who have a mountain board program, and they do things like flying fox and like a zip line and like rock climbing and different adventure activities. They have a huge horse riding program where the school groups do horse riding, and so does the general public. And there's also a bunch of random animals and peacocks and wallabies, and it's like this amazing place. And there's a bunch of old log cabins here that you can stay in. So it's a really, really cool zone to be in. And the mountain board park is a part of all of this stuff.
And are you involved in the runnings of the mountain board park?
Yeah. So at the moment, the mountain board park technically isn't open to the public. The last year or so, we've been waiting to get all these permits finalized so we can do that. Mm-hmm. So at the moment, we're just been doing mountain board lessons on the grass hill here, which is insane because like some weeks we could teach over 300 people how to mountain board, 300 kids. So like we're introducing so many kids to mountain boarding, and the majority of them like love mountain boarding the most out of all the activities they do here. So I do a lot of mountain board lessons, and in the future, the whole mountain board park will be open to the public, like the mountain board centres in England, where people can come here and ride and we're gonna, when it does get open, like this year, we're gonna like do a lot of work and really ramp it up and put a lift in and a bunch of cool stuff. So.
Oh, perfect.
So what have you got there at the moment? You got a board. What's your border cross track like?
The border cross track is 500 meters, and the soil here is really sandy because we're so close to the ocean. So I bought in 200 truckloads of clay to surface all of the border cross and the freestyle.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's fucking nightmare. Middle of winter too, so like so many trucks got bogged, and yeah, it's just been such a massive thing. So the top part of the border cross is quite flat. So well, it's not flat, but the top half is a lot of pumping, and then sort of the middle to the bottom half more of an incline, and then there's this double S berm, which is really steep, which is pretty sick. And then the bottom half is a bit of a pump back. So I think it's kind of has the best of both worlds, being it's kind of like an American track where there's a lot of pumping, and then there's a steep downhill bit. This will be interesting to see who flies off the side of
it. Over the top of that berm.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so the border cross is on the ridge, like on the one side of the hill, and then the middle is like this open grass area where we do all the mountain board lessons. It's like a little baby kids border cross track, and it's divided by the flying fox. Do you guys know what a flying fox is in England?
Is that where you get strapped in and
on a
like go on a zip line,
yeah,
lying down?
It's a zip line. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what do we call them?
that's
Death
sort of
slides.
Death slides, zip
What?
lines.
We call them
Death
death
slide.
slides over here.
a death slide.
Yeah, that's what
That
they
is
call
so
them.
much cooler. I'm gonna start calling it the death slide. That's way more metal. Hey kids, you want to get on the fucking death slide or what?
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, so that's the division, and then on the other side of the hill is the freestyle section, and there's like essentially 3 lines. The first line sort of the beginner jumps, intermediate, and advanced sort of lines, but you can kind of jump between all of them.
Right, well, you've sold it to me.
Yeah.
Just got figure out the funds.
Just and explain to the wife how good it is.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys heard of this website, but I think it's kind of new. It's called OnlyFans. So you could just create one of them, and with all this new exposure you're getting from this podcast, I mean, I'm sure it worked.
I'm sure if
I've got a face for OnlyFans, and I.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
he's got the feet for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's where the big price tags are, actually, in the feet area. So I'm glad you guys are coming to Australia.
Out.
Yeah.
That's what thrown me.
I'm just thinking naked wanking death slides now. That's all I can think.
Yeah. That's a bigger price bracket, though, I think.
So is it going to be a sort of slope style event that we're going to see out there? Because I'm assuming, given what you like to ride, that there's more than just a kicker line. Or there's a lot of rails. Yeah.
You guys are going to have to start learning how to ride rails, because there's going to be plenty of rails. There's also going to be some big jumps.
Oh, I love a rail. I'll take a rail over a fucking big air for any day of the week.
Hell yeah. Yeah. The jumps are pretty big, so it should be cool.
Is the beer box going to be set up?
I tell you what, if you guys come, I'll make the beer box happen. I'll buy you a beer as well. I'll give you an actual beer box.
An actual beer box. Perfect.
Yeah.
It'll have to be Cooper's Pale for me. I love a Cooper's Pale Ale.
Oh yeah,
that was my favourite over there.
Yeah.
I just went straight for the Tuis. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. Tuis or VB?
Yeah, VB, mate. Very best.
What was I going to say? We've talked a little bit about MBS and your role within that, and the R&D, and obviously MBS have brought out a few new components, decks over the last few years. MBS have continued to keep putting out new stuff over the time, and I assume you've had a role in the design of certainly your deck at the moment. You've moved over onto asymmetrical on that. Was that a core choice that you put in yourself there? How's that as a process been for you, making and your own pro deck, or not that you're making it, but designing it alongside Joel, I'm assuming there. Do you get a reward out of that, like a personal sort of? Do you get a buzz off of that side of the mountain boarding?
Totally. Yeah, it's super rewarding when you're in places like Fujinomiya in the middle of Japan, and a bunch of Japanese kids have your pro board that you've really thought about and designed and worked your ass off to create something cool, and these people that you've never met in your life love it.
Let me just stop you there, because I haven't asked. I didn't ask that question, but somebody did. So where you're going with that answer, and let me play the person for you.
Here we go.
You'll like this one. I can't believe. I mean, I've never met the guy before, but you should recognise the face.
What?
I won't play it just yet. I got a shout out. Okay, so those who do know this Ricky.
Good that screenshot.
I'll send you the footage after.
That's so good.
I've messaged him before just to say, look, I really appreciate what you're doing for sharing the stoke of skateboarding, because I for me personally, I like seeing obviously talented riders like yourself, Brindy, Arno, Nicky, Cody, all the guys. Like, you fucking blow my mind. You really do.
Yeah.
But I get just as much of a buzz out of seeing people having their first experiences of mountain boarding, or those early stages where you land, you get your first grab or land the first rail or whatever.
That's when your grin's the biggest.
And your man Ricky seems to be really sort of pushing that level of stoke for skateboarding. And he's good man by me for doing that. He was gracious enough to reply, and I thought, well, hey, I'm happy with that. So let's see what he's got to say for you.
Okay.
Hello, friends. Ricky Glazer here, and my question to the amazing Dylan Warren is, Dylan, how do you feel when you see videos or see people in real life riding on your mountain board? How does it make you feel?
Dude, that's so good.
Fucking brilliant.
I can't believe you got it. That's so sick.
Do you know what? I sent a message. I don't know what time of day or night it was. It was pretty much instant return. He was like, boom. There's the video. I was like, far out, blown away.
Yeah, I mean, for all you people who know who Ricky is from social media, he is one of the sweetest, genuine, caring, fantastic human, extremely talented on a skateboard, and very clever and thought out with his approach to skateboarding as a job. And fantastic person. Ricky and I, how before I was saying how I go out and film street mountain boarding and stuff like that. Ricky is one of the guys that we all go out skating together, and he's so naturally talented on a skateboard. It's insane. He can do any trick on any obstacle, and it's really, really good to watch.
Super inventive,
down to earth, dude. Yeah. super creative, and he's actual like a lot of people know him from his stuff he puts on social media, all the crazy gimmicky stuff, but his actual skateboarding ability is insane. Like, he's so good. But yeah, his question, he asked about what's it like seeing people riding my board. Yeah, it's crazy, especially like when you just see random people that you've never met before riding a plank of wood with your name on it. And you know what's even crazier? I'd say this to Jason and Joel all the time. I'm like, dude, what is it like that you both had this idea in your brain to create this board that has 4 wheels, you can ride it on different stuff. No one else has really done it. You guys have executed it and done it so well that people around the entire world all ride this board, and they all come together, and there's communities all around the world that all do the same thing, that you're more or less like these other people who contributed to inventing the sport, but you're like, isn't that wild?
Like a mainstay.
It's bonkers. It's
like,
absolutely bonkers.
Like, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
And they're like so glad. I was like, yeah, no, it's pretty cool. It's just so modest. It's the best.
Yeah. Again, thank you, Ricky, for sending that one in. Much
appreciated. Fuck yeah, Rick. Come back to Australia, you dog.
I am just looking through. We're looking through the other questions and looking at timing and thinking, fuck man, I've got to get to work. So not soon. We've still got plenty of time, but
okay,
we've got a few other questions. So I don't know whether it's worth just banging a couple of these out whilst we're here.
Yeah, bang them out, mate.
So I've got a couple with video, a couple that are just questions, and one that's just audio. So the first one we go from is from our good friend Antonio.
Sick.
From Portugal. Big up the Sintra crew.
He's holding his fucking own in Portugal, and he's keeping the fucking sport alive.
Yeah, man. He rides so much. It's so awesome to see.
Yeah,
and he's really good on rails too. I love watching his stuff.
He loves a fucking Smith.
Smith. Yeah,
Smith
so hard on the mountain board, dude. He's so man. I saw like the 180 ones he was doing. That was super sick. And like the backs, he did the back. Was it him who did the back Smith one? That was sick. One of those dudes.
Him, Mowgli, and Philip Vieira.
Yeah, they're fucking on it.
The three of them are just full senders, loads of motivation. It's just
they're doing it right.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, give me the question.
So he was asked quite simply, when the fuck you coming to Portugal?
Yeah, fuck. Well,
not for a year or two yet.
After the fucking Worlds.
After the
Worlds,
I got
a bit on this year, but yeah. I mean, dude, it's definitely on the list for sure. You know, if I could get there this year, that would be amazing. Just gonna get a plane ticket, I guess. Definitely gonna come though, dude. I'll be there one day, I promise.
It's a great country as well, Portugal. Lovely people.
Totally.
I'm certainly hoping to try and get out there at some point this year, because it's actually not too expensive from the UK to get there.
Yeah, right.
Flight times aren't too bad.
What's the flight from Heathrow?
About
hour and a half,
2 hours and a bit. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, it's fuck all.
Yeah, it's fuck all, dude.
It's like fucking going to fucking Sydney for you.
Yeah,
and
Sydney's
to be
like
fair,
10 hours, man.
We're going to the audio for this next one. This one here is from Dave Compton. Ever heard of him?
Sick.
Is that a boy or a girl? Is that him or her?
They.
Is that his pronoun or its pronoun?
BFC.
Hold up. Let me put it back.
Dylan Warren, Dave Compton here from the BFC. My question for you is, if you had some of that sweet Red Bull money and they were letting you build your dream feature, out of wood, dirt, concrete, whatever, the thing that you've been planning for years and has always been in your sketchbook, but you've never been able to build, what would it be?
There you go. Did you get that?
Dave,
That's a fucking
Dave,
good question, isn't it?
Dave, that was a great question, mate. I'm really proud of you. Really great to hear your voice. I hope you're doing well. Please write me a letter. Also,
I think he's still on some of the forums. What did he say his name was?
yeah, dude, he was fucking that up. On the
something
phone.
Merlin ATB, wasn't it?
Merlin ATB.
Yeah, yeah, that was the shit. That one. David, talk to me. Well, Davo. Red Bull money injected into me. Also, I'd probably build. Have you guys like seen like there's this kind of like a trend in skate park building where people like skate park companies build like a skate plaza where they incorporate like a landscape or a garden into skateboard obstacles.
Yeah.
Well, that's sort of my dream for mountain boarding is build like a beautiful landscaped area with creeks and planter boxes and but have it fully rideable on a mountain board. So I guess you could envision like obviously a hill and then rails and stuff going down the hill and just beautiful scenery, some planter boxes, grind rails over bridges, something that just looks really good on camera, you know what I mean?
Yeah, something that visually and rideable.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, right. Red Bull, where you at?
Yeah, give me some of that shit. I'll make a giant Red Bull box and jump over it.
So, yeah.
As I'm drinking a beer.
Yeah.
While I find the next video, we've got 2 other videos and one other question for me to ask. So the question for me to ask that has come in is from Arno, VDV.
Nice.
Why is Sabbath better than Backstreet Boys?
Well, Arno, I know how much you like the Backstreet Boys, and
but the rest of us have got fucking ears.
Yeah, but the vast majority of us just really would much rather listen to Black Sabbath because they're way fucking better. And if you don't know who Black Sabbath is, you should probably get some culture.
Get a fucking life.
If you don't know who Sabbath is, but do know who Backstreet Boys is, just fucking kill yourself now.
Reassess. Definitely get a mirror and just look at it and question everything about your life.
Oh yeah.
Great question, Arno. I love you so much.
Next one in is from Adam David.
Nice.
Is that not play? Oh, bloody
No, that's on
muted.
silent.
Muted.
He's got to push the
Why
play
does it
button.
do that on iPhone? Just play all.
Because you're retarded.
Hey Dylan, how's it going? Adam David here. Just want to say a big up for all that you do for the sport down under to keep the scene alive. I've got 2 questions for you. First up, when are we riding street together? Let's make it happen. Second of all, you've done quite a few unique tricks on a mountain board over the years coming from a skateboarding background. Is there something that you're wanting to get done in the future that you haven't had the chance to do yet?
Boom.
Damn, Adam, you're such a great and nice person. Thank you so much for your great questions. Really like how committed you are to mountain boarding, and you always seem to be riding, and it's really great to see. Question 1 was, what was it?
I mean, that was just a thank you. The question 1 was pretty much a thank you for doing what you're doing, wasn't it?
Yeah, keeping the stoke alive. But
No,
was there,
the Aussie stoke. Are we going to have to watch it again?
Let me play it back.
Hey Dylan, how's it going? Adam David here. Just want to say a big up for all that
got
you
a great
do for the
voice.
sport down under to keep the scene alive. I've got 2 questions for you. First up, when are we riding street together? Let's
All
make
right,
it
pause.
Second of all,
When are we riding street together?
When I come to England before I go to Portugal.
or
I'll
if
drive
you
up
don't
north.
get there first, when Adam comes over for the Worlds.
Yeah, Adam, are you coming to the Worlds in December? Then you and I will go in the van and we will go and ride some street spots together. I'd really like that. That'd be sick. If not, I'll come to England and we'll make it happen.
Oh, it's the Worlds in December.
Yeah, this year. Isn't that
Yeah,
wild?
so we got 11 months to try and get the finances sorted there, Dan.
That's it.
Yeah.
That opens it up. Like, that's 11 months to persuade your wife, the lovely Lorna,
Yeah,
that
it doesn't nag her every day.
Australia is a fucking great trip.
It'll be Christmas. That'll be Christmas next year. Going to.
Oh,
Australia.
I've got it. Are you guys married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Married and kids.
Okay, so this is the plan. There's an old chapel here where people get married. You could redo your wedding vows in Australia. That would be so poetic and beautiful.
Fucking smooth as
There's
fuck,
going to be a
mate.
queue of
There we go.
married
Oh.
mountain boarders and their partners.
All right, guys, you've got an hour. Make it quick. The border cross starts in an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah, love. I got a fucking border cross to ride.
Anyway, boys, girls, friends, partners, that's the move. If you're trying to get your significant other to come to Australia so you can mountain board and hang out with the boys and girls, tell your partner that you can redo your wedding vows. Or even better, if you're not married and, look, fuck, I guess I'll get married so I can go to Australia. I'll become a, what are they called?
An ordained vicar.
I'll become an ordained vicar and marry you for the full Australian experience.
Yes.
And then we'll put a fucking shrimp on the barbie. How good's that? Hey?
Last question.
Hang on, we didn't even answer.
We haven't yet.
Second one.
Well, that's two questions.
Second
Dude.
question.
That was just one. What was it again?
What
was
your
my
unattained
goals?
so far trick? Or stunt?
Well, I'd like to do, I don't know. I guess one that comes to mind straight away is some sort of spin onto a rail. It scares the shit out of me, but
360 the board slide.
Yeah, like a 270, some sort of way onto a. I think cab 270 front board's probably the easiest one for myself, is what I'm thinking. So that'll probably happen. That's probably the next thing.
That's next level as well, though.
Yeah, Nikki's good at that sort of stuff, but I guess I'm more of just the way I sort of think about that stuff is I like bigger obstacles and doing simpler tricks, but the more technical stuff like spinning on, spinning off stuff is a lot harder for me. So that would probably be my answer to the question.
You're when you find the rail, you'll go, oh, that's the one to do it on, rather than some.
I think I found it. I think I found it the other day.
Tiny little round.
Yeah, you definitely gonna find the right one. Yeah, that will be my next one for sure. I can do them out of rails. That's easier, but onto the rails,
It's
a lot more commitment.
Yeah, I suppose you've got to try and stop that rotation whilst on the deck.
Like
so
square.
Yeah. The rotation on's easy. It's just the coming off and holding it and then coming. Anyway, next question.
Next question in is from Reese Crilly.
Oh my god.
Baby Minnie.
That's me.
Hold up. Sorry, wrong video. There.
That's my old cat. Bless her soul. She's dead now. That's her theme tune.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Mini Fur.
Here we go. Oh, crack! This is a long one. Settle in for this one.
Oh god.
G'day Dylan, what's up? I've got
my
two
God, look at his
questions
hair.
for you. My first question is, whilst loads of other pro mountain boarders have kind of disappeared, you've kept going and gone from strength to strength, becoming this big viral social media sensation. So what's kept you mountain boarding, and where do you see it going in the future? And my second question is, As you may have seen, I've broken my elbow. What's the worst injury you've ever had? And how did you make it through the recovery and get back on a board like Johnny Capahala? Cheers, man.
Oh my God, Reese,
What?
I fucking love you so much.
What the fuck does Reese look like? He's out of fucking Lord of the Rings all of a sudden.
Dude, he looks so good. How good does his hair look? How do you make your hair look like that, Reese? And he had his hashtag shirt on. Dude, he thought about that whole thing.
I've got an erection. I don't know about anyone else.
Yeah, I got two. I mean, what? Reese, you rock, man. That looks so you're the best.
The mountain border has the best community, I gotta say. Fair play to all
he
these
came
lads.
over here a couple of years ago and we went mountain boarding, like maybe 3 years ago, probably way longer than that, 3 or 4 years ago. And we went mountain boarding and it was so good to catch up. He's the fucking best dude. Anyway, I've already forgot his question. Question 1, how do I keep going? Was it? How do I stay motivated?
I don't know. It broke that question. It was a bit of a
It was a
strange one.
two-parter,
It said,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like first bit talked about your social medias exploding, but then said, where do you see mountain boarding going? So I'm assuming like
Okay. So I think he said something about everyone kind of dropped off and I kept going. And what is the reason for that? It's kind of hard to articulate, but I'm just, mountain boarding means a lot to me and for so many reasons. And I guess I just have a real drive to progress, 1. 2, I really fell in love with the community, and I really get a lot out of trying to get people into the sport that has given me so much, and so much the sport that I love so much. So I think a lot of it is trying to get people into it and showing people how much enjoyment they can get out of it is sort of the core of it. And I think that's why I keep doing it, because it's important to me, to people to have that experience. I think that's what it is. It's a good question, Reese. And, maybe we could discuss it over an English breakfast tea or something like that. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the answer.
Well, your answer certainly resonates with me.
And me. Like, you're trying to give what it's given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like trying to repay a debt. Not that it's a debt, but
no, it's not even that. It's just an enjoyment in that act.
Yeah.
It's just like it's what gets me psyched.
It's giving the Stoke back.
Yeah. And I just love everything about it too. Like I just love going every weekend, going out with my best friends and going like mountain boarding or skateboarding and filming tricks. I love that process. I love collecting the footage, making it to a video part. I love filming bullshit for social media. I love just having a few waters and going riding with my friends and spending time with my friends. And people live such boring lives where they just fucking do nothing and just get wasted on the weekend and they go back to work on Monday. Like we get to go mountain boarding and explore the world and do all this cool shit because of these boards. Like it's pretty wild to think about. We're pretty lucky.
Yeah, we are. We're very lucky.
Yeah, we get to see so much of the world. We get to meet so many people. We get to experience culture. And so many people don't get that at all. They just live their life unfulfilled. And I think mountain boarding fulfills me. Or does. Right. Anyway, that was deep. That was
fucking profound, man. I like.
Reese, what was your second question, your dog?
He said he's just injured himself, so he went out for a ride with Adam David.
Sick.
I think that might have been our fault as well.
Sick.
And,
we reignited the Stoke in him.
Sick. Yeah, Reese, you're slipping, man. You need a ride more.
But he's not going to be riding for the next 4 to 6 weeks because he's cracked his elbow.
Just put an elbow pad on, mate. You'll be right.
Yeah. Oh, just man the fuck up.
Yeah, just man the fuck up, Reese.
His first injury ever in mountain boarding, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
No
Well,
way.
I mean, I'm assuming he's got to have had forearm scabs and the hip scabs, but other than that, I don't think it's his first breakage due to mountain boarding.
All right.
I would have thought that fucking hair would have given him some fucking power.
Yeah, dude. The Native Americans grow their hair long because it connects them with nature, and he should have more connection to the earth.
Yeah.
But, maybe it needs to be longer. The answer
so you
is...
wrap it around his elbow as a pad.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I've had a lot of injuries, a lot of breaks. Like, I've got plenty of stories. Worst one is probably my elbow, like yours. I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but like this, I got like this lump here on my elbow. Like this is my normal elbow. I broke this when I was in year 9 in high school, and my mum was taking me to try on my school uniform, and she was like getting petrol, so I like ran over the road to the skate park, dropped in, ollied up onto this manual pad, got hooked up, hit the concrete, broke my arm. And came back over, and I'm like, Mom, my arm's broken. She's like, no, Dylan, you're fine. And I'm like, I don't know. So she's like, we're going to try on your school uniform anyway. So we went to try on school uniform. I'm like trying to like get changed and like falling over and shit. And like, really long story short, I went and stayed at my friend's house that night, came back the next morning, super swollen. And Mum took me to like so many different specialists and whatever, and they all kept saying there was nothing wrong with it. And eventually one of them months later found out it was actually broken, and this whole time I'd been using it like normal, and it's given me so much trouble like for years and years. I had like 2 operations. I had all the cartilage removed to they were like trying to do the stem cell, like they were trying to regrow it with stem cells, and it failed. So I've just got this mess on my arm, is the long story short. I can't like straighten my wrist or anything. And so that's probably the worst one. Like recently, this like last year, it's not really the worst one, but it's interesting. I like was grinding a rail here, actually, just like what I do all the time. Fell on my chest. I'm like, damn, that kind of hurts. And like, I couldn't sleep for a few days. And I went to the doctor, same shit. They're like, oh, it's fine. Like, you're okay. You're fine. I'm like, I don't know. It's like kind of my job. And like, I kind of like know my body, and like I know when I'm in pain. I'm like, but maybe I'm just being a bitch. And so I just left it. And then I left it for a month, and then I went and saw my myotherapist, which is like a sports masseuse. And he just took one look at me. He's like, Dylan, your clavicle's dislocated. Like my whole chest was like this. And he's like, I'm like, oh shit, it's been like this for a month. So we had to like push my chest back into place. But yeah, I don't know, man. Reese, I've broken like my wrist 4 times, elbows, knees. Actually, not my knees, but ankles, and yeah, done a few. But I guess try and stay positive. Definitely do the rehab. Definitely look into your diet. Have a lot of anti-inflammatory foods, ice it, stretch, and yeah, just do stuff to like keep you occupied. Like if for kids that are watching this and they broke their arm for the first time, maybe spend some time on YouTube, like watching your favorite mountain boarders or your favorite snowboarders, and see the sort of tricks they're learning, or their style, or what they wear, or how they film things. Maybe like try and figure out how to film legitimately, like how to use a fisheye lens. Like try and use your time to get really good at your craft, so when you get back on your board, you're fitter and stronger, and you've learned some new things to able to assist your sport. So you might come back a fucking sick filmer or a photographer. Just stay busy. Jeez, he talks a lot, doesn't he?
That's a good shout. I was going to say to him, learn to wank with your other wrist, but that was fucking way.
Definitely do that. That's probably the priority, Reese. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right. So Have you got any more questions, Dan?
No, I was
Can
going to
we
come to you.
Dylan, can we drag your board down off the side so we can have a good up close look at it, please?
Which one?
Well, yours.
It's saying which one.
Fucking hell, that sounds quite heavy, man.
Yeah.
So is this here? But now this is your second graphic.
Yeah.
Correct. And you had a slight changes, did you, on the actual asymmetry of that deck?
Yeah, a little
for
bit.
this
It's
model?
more just the construction of the board itself. So I think we did a different glue and a different layer setup of the plywood. And I think we might have done an extra layer of ply just to make it stiffer. Yeah, I really like a stiff board.
I'm assuming then, so that MBS do a wooden, is it Comp 90 or something with some birds on? Is that,
Yeah.
That's a stiffer, that's also asymmetrical. Is that a stiffer version of that board, or vice versa?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a more flexible version of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the makeup and the actual construction of the deck is a bit different. Yeah, this is more stronger and poppier than that board in terms of the way the layers of the plywood's constructed and the glues and stuff we use in it. Yeah, it's quite a bit of a difference.
And
I can't remember if it's shorter. I mean, longer than that board as well. Yeah, it is. It's a little bit longer.
You're riding in there. What are they? Orange? Are you on the orange shock blocks?
Yeah. People. Yeah, I always fuck this. Yeah, like for the longest time, I used to ride like super tight trucks, like Munro boards. That sponsor I used to have. They used to make these hard springs that were like super thick springs that made your board not turn. I used to love that, but I guess maybe in the last 5 or 6 years or however long these boards have been out, I'm loving super loose trucks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I have the orange ones in. It's good because you can still tighten them down so they are quite stiff if you're doing a big jump or whatever. But for the most part, I have it as loose as I can.
And the bullnose board behind that then. So is that a prototype for future? Is that just a random bit of sort of R&D or is that Joel's?
Yeah, it's all
board?
of the above.
All of the above.
There's a few versions of that actually. Yeah, there's a few of these things floating around here.
I have to say, I really
few people
like
have them.
the bullnose look to it. If
thank
that's
God.
what you'd call it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a name for it, but fuck, that was a lot of me being indecisive. We drew so many different shapes. Like, I'm like really insane about how a mountain board should look. Like, I definitely think a mountain board should be a popsicle shape like this, like a snowboard looking shape. I hate boards that go out weird around your feet and stuff like that. I think it definitely needs to look like this, but for this board, we wanted to do a different nose and tail, kind of like what they do in snowboarding. I don't know if you follow snowboarding, but a lot of snowboard companies are doing a different nose and tail design because it doesn't really have a function on the mountain board, so you can kind of do whatever. So anyway, long story short, we've been playing around with this sort of stuff, and I think I'm finally happy with this one.
I got to say, it's reminiscent. I'll show you it. 1 second. It's reminiscent of my first ever deck. You can see.
Yeah, I do love that. I do love the really blunt ones. They look sick. But this one's actually got a point on it.
Well, I hope to see it make production. To be fair, I think it'd be nice to see some. Like you say, it doesn't have much of a function, the nose and tail, so it's nice to see a variation.
Yeah, it's just and this construction of this deck is something super different, so that's exciting.
Okay.
Can you go into that now, or is that a secret?
It's kind of a secret, but like the next whatever this is going to be is it's exciting. It would be cool to have a next step in mountain board technology, and I think this is going to do it. So it's exciting. Like for so many years, mountain boarding hasn't changed too much, and it's going to change again. So get excited. Yeah,
we can come and see it at the Worlds.
Yeah, fuck. Hopefully it's out before then too. Hopefully you can buy one before then.
Even better. Slugs, have you got I'm looking at the time thinking I've got to start winding up because I've got to go to work this morning.
Oh, you got work
you got
today?
a 10 set.
I've got a 10 set. Right. You ready, man?
Yeah, lay it on me.
Don't think about it too much. Just sort of throw out your first answer. Right.
So my friend Daniel Foreman, he's going to love that I've just said his name on the podcast. Formo, he's a mountain boarder. His motto is "Don't think, just do." So this is what's going to happen. Don't think, just do. Go.
Let's do it. Goof or reg?
Mm-hmm. Regular.
Right. Favorite centre, past or present?
Fuck, there's so many. XBP or Wanny.
There you go. XBP's close to both of our hearts. We've both done.
I'd say XBP, special place in my heart. Wanny, because you can ride the park, get on a lift, have a beer at the top, and do that all day. Sick.
Yeah. Right. Freestyle or border cross?
Freestyle.
All the way for you. Park or free ride?
Park.
Oh. Jump or grind?
Grind.
Flip or spin?
Spin.
But you can flip, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think like spins are cooler than flips. Anyone can do a backflip. Spins are harder.
Anyone except
anyone can do a backflip.
You can do it easy. Squats are down.
I'm close, man.
We spent the last 2 nights in the foam pit upside down, but not managed to make it.
Yeah, dude. Just
I've got upside down. I just haven't rotated it fully yet.
It's all in the hips.
It's all in the hips.
Yeah, look.
It's all in the hips.
Yeah.
Right. Best rider, in your opinion, who stokes you?
Okay, this is going to be. I'm going to break it down a little bit. My favorite riders of all time, Tom Kirkman, Leon Robbins, Yuya Nakayama. Those 3 dudes, flawless style, amazing. They all have natural talent. I don't think I have any natural talent. I've always fucking worked my ass off to learn anything. Those dudes are just born with it. So sick, so stylish. Especially Tom can do anything on any board. Those dudes, best of all time. There's so many other good dudes as well. But my favorite rider is my best friend Andy James Milankovic. He's the dude who did the world's first double backflip, and he is like so good at mountain boarding. Like people haven't seen how good he is. He can do any trick on a jump with his eyes closed. Back cork 7s, 9s, double backflips. He's a freak, and he just mountain boards for fun. That was a long answer.
That was a good answer, though. Right, front side or back side?
Fuck. I think growing up, I always like front side better. Front side.
Is that because you find it easier, or?
Yeah, I think I just learned how to front side 360 first, and I just always gravitated towards front side. But I guess now I can do them both. So front side. I don't know.
Front side. We'll have it. Right.
Yeah.
Best border cross track.
I don't know. I don't really ride border cross. Fuck, our one.
That's
the ranch.
There you go.
That's the one at the Worlds, December 2022.
Yeah.
If you don't know
exactly. Put it in your friggin' diary.
Right. I'm done.
You're
that was quick.
10. You did those quick.
We smashed through them.
All right. Do you guys want a special treat here in Australia?
Yeah, do we ever?
Do you want to see our ramp and Jolie, the man, the myth, the legend from MBS Mountain Boards?
Fuck
Let's
yes.
do it. We got about.
Wait,
10
Joel, you
minutes
finished the
before I
ramp
gotta
yet or
walk
what? All right, ready? Oh, how do I turn this shit around? You're on, dude.
Yo!
Yeah, let me take these headphones out.
Hello, mate.
You got some bright sun
your
out
Australian
there.
accent. Is that what that was?
There you go. Don't focus on me. Focus on the main attraction here.
Yeah, how do I turn this shit around?
There's a lot of fucks there.
It's okay.
Hey,
How's it going,
How
man?
are you?
is it
Yeah,
really,
good, man. Good.
Is it really that sunny that you need to wear a welding mask or what?
Yeah, exactly. That's how it is in Australia.
Yeah.
You guys in England wouldn't
Sun's out,
understand it.
guns out. Whoa.
That's
Okay,
it.
should we put this on?
This is carbon fiber, by the way.
Yeah.
Care of Dylan Warren. Got this from me for Christmas.
Does it make you spin quicker?
Yeah. Makes me do everything quicker.
Hey, speaking of backflips, Jolie is really good at backflips, and he
Took me 30 years.
yeah,
Oh, man.
you got
There is
no excuse.
Right.
Guys,
Now
the
we got it.
reception
Now
seems to be. The reception seems
not
to be
as
going
good.
a little bit there.
All right.
All right, here we
Yeah.
go. Here's ramp 2.
Right, here we go.
So the
Yeah.
kickers and the rolling transition live in here. What we're
Sweet.
doing right now is making these the walls fold up, so we have this whole area to like sign kids up for workshops and hang out and whatever. So, we built this back door too, so we can walk stuff up here and put it in there. And Joel, come with me.
Walking the
And
couple
then
walks.
this is the rolling tower up here. So how this works is we have a winch on the front. You wind the winch up, and this whole tower goes up, and it sits at what now? 5.6?
5.4.
5.4 meters. Goes up 5.4 meters. That comes out of the trailer and meets it at the bottom to create the roll in. And then we have a kicker, and we're getting an airbag landing. So that's pretty much,
That's
The ramp.
fucking awesome, that is.
yeah.
Nice.
So Joel designed all of it on CAD, and we've built it all ourselves, the guys here. So
Oh,
Yeah, from the
well
ground
done,
up.
Joel.
round up.
That's how you take
Yeah, well done,
mountain
Dylan,
boarding to
actually.
people.
Yeah, so this year we the last 2 years because of COVID, we haven't been able to do any shows because all the events have been closed. So this year is looking pretty big, and we're about to do the Sydney Royal Easter Show, which will be our biggest show we've ever done. It's quite a big deal.
It's sick. It's really, really good. And we've done similar. We've done the same show, but not with like the whole big setup. And there's heaps of kids, killer grass still to learn on. Really, really good.
Yeah, it's like 6 days.
So
So a
when's that?
lot of people getting introduced. That is in April.
April.
Over Easter.
Oh, excellent. We'll keep an eye out for the socials and to see it in action.
Yeah. Hopefully the ramp's done by then. That's why we're doing the long nights. Yeah.
Have you got any mountain board facts for him, real quick?
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. How about give me a question? I'll try and answer it. Yeah. Jason Lee jumped an alligator once. That's a fact.
Oh, tell them about the story you told me the other day about Jason Lee on the airplane.
Oh, JasonLee wrestled a snake and captured a snake on an airplane.
Was
That
Samuel
is a good
Jackson there?
fact.
Actual snakes on a fucking plane.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is not the movie. This is the
real
real life.
What
Just
the?
another
The movie was based on him.
Yeah.
That last bit wasn't true. That last bit wasn't true. But it's a fact that there was a snake on a plane and he captured it and got off the plane.
Yeah,
Hero. Everyday hero.
yeah.
That guy.
This is not the first story like that either. He just
He heroes every day.
saves the day every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
He saves every day.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone watching this podcast should message Jason Lee on some sort of social media and tell him he has to come to Australia in December.
Yeah, that would be great. Family reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joel's supposed to see his brother.
You mean
I'm supposed to see my brother?
I assumed it was a given that he'd be out there.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
certainly
Well,
for the world.
maybe it is.
Yeah,
maybe
maybe
it
we're
is.
wrong. Yeah.
Maybe we're wrong. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, if
Just in case.
well, that's another reason to come out for everybody to Australia. We're trying to build up as many reasons for the rest of the world to go out to Australia for December this year, and
Joel,
make it go with an absolute.
question.
Oh my God.
I'm done with renewing my wedding vows. I'm going straight in to see the wife in a minute. So I'm going to renew my wedding vows, love. That's me done.
That's what the pitch is. I said they can get married in the chapel. I'll be their minister.
Dude. Yeah.
That's how they get the wives over.
Yeah,
You know
dude. Seriously. Yeah. That's good. That's really good.
But you're American, right? And you came to Australia. What was the aside from your beautiful wife Charlie? What was the
main thing?
Yeah, okay.
I got married in the chapel. Dylan was our celebrant. Yeah. So there you go.
What's your favorite thing about being Australian?
Oh, by the way, I actually am Australian. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I thought I got that little fact in there. Thank you.
Give me your accent.
Yeah, I like. Yeah. Yeah. You got to come to the Worlds to see that. That's another attraction. To hear my real. I won't do it. I won't do it on film. I only do it live. The real Australian accent. Yeah, it'll blow you away. Exactly. You're gonna taste it. But it's just great. Australia is great. That's all I can really say. It's like the best, apart from Colorado, which they're like equal. Colorado's pretty awesome.
You told me it was better than Colorado.
Oh, he's trying to stir. He's trying to get Jason Lee out here to settle it for real. That's what.
To be fair, it was the best year of my life when I went to Australia, without a fucking shadow of a.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it?
I mean, I have spoken to your brother once before, many years ago.
Nice.
At the Blinder when he came over with the boys.
Cool.
And I thanked him then, and this is the first time I've spoken to you, Joel. Thank you for your services to mountain board. Thank you both for your services to
Thank
mountain
you,
boarding
man. Thank you.
Keeping it all going, because without these boards, the community, myself, my mental health would be probably rubbish. I'd just be skateboarding and snowboarding. I wouldn't have mountain boarding in my life, and I thank you for bringing that to the masses.
Well, the opposite's true too. I mean, without the community, we have no boards. So we're thanking you big time. I mean, that's a fact. The two have kind of always gone hand in hand. I mean, that's how it started. It's like, hey, let's build some boards for us, and then hey, a few friends, and then just kind of went from there. So without the people, there's just nothing. So yeah, I'm really, really excited just to see everybody, old friends, but now my friend was asking me the other day, he was helping out on the ramp. He's like, oh yeah, so people coming out to Worlds, a lot of these people. I was like, yeah. And then I realized I don't, a lot of the people that I know, I've never actually met in real life, being down here. Through socials and stuff like that. I was like, actually, no, I'm going to be meeting a few people for the first time in real life, so that's pretty exciting.
And there's a connection there.
Yeah.
Like you've never met them before, but you
are totally,
properly.
Yeah, and I assumed, totally. And I mean, that's the thing now. Is there any difference now? Do you even need to meet someone in real life? But to race them, you do. So yeah, there you go. We haven't got that virtually yet, but it's gonna be fun.
All right, gentlemen. Unfortunately, I've literally just received a message from the boss. Asking me to do stuff.
Where the fuck are you?
Pretty much where the hell am I? I've got to go. I would love to continue this on for so long, but it's just another reason for us to come out in Australia, and we can continue it all in person. Look, if you guys are down for it at some point before the championships, when you're a little more settled with the centre, we'd love to do a return and sort of maybe try and help raise the profile, raise awareness of the championships, and help you guys push it in any way that we can. Thank you so much for your time.
Before we go, do you guys want to do a shout out to anyone?
Yeah, any
Jason Lee and all the everyday heroes. No.
Oh, that was good.
Definitely. You're right. Have one too. No, just all the everyday heroes. How about that?
That's it.
I like that.
Yeah, all inclusive.
No, thank you, everyone who continues to mountain board and push themselves. And this year, I want to see you all progress and post some fucking legitimate mountain board videos on the internet. I really want you to think about it, put out some cool stuff so we can all get excited. And we all.
Shit. I'm inspired. Oh my
we
God,
all
dude.
can't wait to see you all here in Melbourne in December, the World Mountain Board Championships.
Australia.
Awesome.
Fucking legends.
Right.
Have a great evening. I'm off to work. Slog it.
I'm going for a ride.
Going
It's
for a
fucking
ride.
dry here today now.
Oh, yeah.
Sick, man.
Get it.
See you later,
Right.
gents. Thank
Take
you.
it easy. Thank
Yeah.
you very much,
Cheers.
guys.
Bye.
Hell yeah.